The 6th Congressional District, I've mentioned it plenty of times. We've had plenty of the candidates on, and it's the primary, or not even the primary. The initial race happens in April. It's coming up soon, and then there will be a runoff that stretches out several more months between the top two vote getters. This is a jungle primary, so to speak, where the Democrats and Republicans are all on the ballot together. It's not divided by partisan, so you're hoping that two Republicans get in as opposed to a Republican in John Ossoff, or if John Ossoff does it, the Republicans rally to beat him. One of the people who's running, another friend of mine in the race, State Senator Judson Hill, and he's joining me now. Welcome.
Thanks, Eric. I enjoyed the opportunity to be on here today and visit with you. Thank you.
Well, glad to have you with me. Now, I just providing you the opportunity everyone else does. I want you to be able to make your case to the listeners in the 6th as to why they should consider voting for you in this race.
Great question. It's really the most important question to ask in this race. And what I bring to the voters is an individual, a citizen legislator, who has a proven conservative record of addressing the serious solutions, the serious problems, and advancing serious common sense solutions to those problems that we face. I'm a conservative reformer, a proven fighter. I've stood up to the special interests when it was important to do so. I stood up to the political establishment to defend our conservative principles and our values, the values of our constituents. I've actually had the scars to show it. I've been punished for that stand. I've had a committee chairmanship, for example, taken away, but I got elected by the constituents of the Georgia Senate District based on the conservative principles that they believe in and I believe in, and I wasn't going to give up those principles for anything else but defending them. So if you remember one thing, it's I have a proven conservative record. I'm a fighter. And I've always stood up for the people I represent. There's nobody in the race. That's the differentiator. There's nobody in the race that has that record.
Well, you mentioned standing up to your own side, and I am mindful of several of the fights you fought in the legislature over the years, and I know there's a concern in the 6th Congressional District with supporting the president, but also holding him accountable. There's still, even among Republicans, some skepticism. How do you balance supporting the president and his agenda, but also holding your own side accountable?
For me, it's really simple. It sounds like it's trite, but for me, it's not. Whenever the interests of the people of the 6th Congressional District differ with anybody else, I'm always going to take the stand with them. I've got a proven record of taking that stand up to whoever it is, if it's inconsistent with what the people that I represent want. And I think in this race, in any race, before a candidate can tell you what they really want to do, I think it's important that they show you what they've already done. They have done, because the best predictor of what someone's going to do in life is to look at their past. So that's how I make the decision. Is I stand for the people of the 6th District. I believe that those interests align with the president's interest in a great number of ways, whether it's tax policy, whether it's a repeal and replace Obamacare, whether it's standing for a military and enforcing the immigration laws of this land, among others. I believe that those principles that the president stands for, and when they're consistent with the interests of the 6th District, including promoting job creation, I think it's easy to line up with him.
If you're just tuning in, I'm talking to Judson Hill. He's running for the 6th Congressional District, Tom Price's old seat. What do you make of the Democrats rallying to a 30-something like Ossoff, or however you say his name?
They are very ignited at the grassroots level. He's raising money between Hollywood and New York City across this nation. I believe it's the first race that will be tested on since the November election, where I believe Americans voted to chart a new course, which is critically important that we chart that new course and get our nation back on the right track. We have a limited period of time. They know we have a limited period of time, and they know this is a district that they could pick up if the wrong person is selected to go to a final round in a battle against them. They'll probably have $10 to $15 million in a runoff. against most likely the Republican.
Yeah, I am amazed by the guy's fundraising. I really am, though, given the partisan mix in the district, I don't know how much good it'll do him. At least they're depriving it of other people. Now, one of his big issues that he's campaigning on, of course, is saying no to the president's agenda and whatnot. And I've tried to ask each of the candidates, when time allows, what is your big issue that kind of is energizing you to get to Washington?
Well, there's a number of issues, but what energizes me to get to Washington is we have a limited period of time. These are serious issues. We have a short period of time to seize this opportunity, maybe probably once in our lifetime, really, our adult lifetime, Eric, that you and I had this opportunity. And so that's what's inspiring me to get to work with bringing our proven principles that we've advanced in Georgia to do so. I'd say in the top three would be healthcare reform to make healthcare more affordable and accessible to all Americans. Georgia's led the charge. I've been a part of leading that charge for years in our state with common sense solutions such as buying insurance across state lines and in dealing with pre-existing conditions so it's affordable and accessible to Americans. I led the charge in cutting the income taxes and the corporate taxes and the taxes on small businesses. I wrote the legislation in Georgia last year. We've advanced that. The House has passed it, and I hope our governor is going to be able to sign that this year. We need to take those principles to Washington, where we've really created a great economic environment here in Georgia to promote job growth and creation, where we've created over 500,000 new jobs and been named the best state in the nation to do so. And another touch point is standing up for our military. I mean, look at London today. I mean, if you weren't concerned, we need to be reminded once again the security and safety of our world is at stake. It's a dangerous world, and we need to strengthen our immigration laws. We need to enforce them. We need to secure our borders. We need to strengthen our military funding. I applaud the president there. We need to balance those spending increases with spending cuts. We've done that in Georgia. I've helped lead the charge there in cutting regulations and burdensome, overburdened programs and agencies that no longer need to exist. We need to repeal some of those we need to advance those measures in Washington, and I believe the best person to do so is someone who has a proven record, who's done it before.
That leads me then to my last question here. We've got about a minute left, and just you've made your case of why people should vote for you, but I'm curious in what your take is on what distinguishes you from the other people in the race. There are so many of them. What sets you apart?
One thing, I have a proven conservative record for standing up for my constituents. There's nobody else. That's the differentiator. No one has a proven conservative record of standing up. They have different talk is cheap, but the best predictor of what someone's going to do is what they've done in the past. And there's nobody else that's been in the trenches that have done it, has been successful on tax policy, healthcare policy, making it more affordable, standing up for our military, passing the strongest immigration laws in our nation, and helping promote job creation. We don't have time to test the waters. President Trump didn't pick an inexperienced person in Congressman Tom Price or Governor Sonny Perdue, and I don't think the people of this district can afford to do that as well. And that's why people like Speaker Newt Gingrich and Senator Marco Rubio endorsed me, because they know how serious these times are. We need a proven conservative to get to work on day one on behalf of the people of the 6th District. That's what distinguishes me from everybody else in this race.
Well, Judson, listen, we are out of time, but I wanted to thank you for stopping by, and good luck to you on this campaign.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate what you do, and thanks for the opportunity to share today.
Absolutely.